so today we're going to cover this new to me ammunition that I started seeing on the shelves. Anyone who has seen this ammunition, if you've seen it, I looked all over YouTube, all over the internet, trying to look for a review of this ammunition, and I cannot find one at all. The closest thing I found was another YouTuber named Swiss Bianco, who basically just showed you the box, opened the box, and had you look at the ammunition. So we're standing next to some scumbag over here who's going to get shot by these. Now, what we're talking about is Stars and Stripes 12 gauge 2 3/4 2.0 buck. So Stars and Stripes has been around since 1901, and it's an Italian ammunition manufacturer. That's just the basics about this. So obviously we're going to want a full review. First, obviously, we'll talk about the price. So there's 10 shot shells in here for $11. Not bad. I made a video on these when I first got them. They are considered low recoil. Now, I've heard from other manufacturers that low recoil seems to have more recoil. What low recoil is this says 1,200 feet per second. So most 2.0 buck shells out there, Federal Flight Control, Winchester White Box, Super X, they're all 1325 feet per second. So first, we covered who the manufacturer is, the box, the price. Now we're going to look at a shell. So here's one of the shells. It has the clear cap, black. It does have some nice printing on it, stamping, brass, nice looking 209 primer. So if you buy these, if you set it next to another 2 3/4 inch shell, this will look like a 3-inch Magnum. Again, I'm going to link a video that educates you on shotgun shells, why they're considered 2 3/4 inch, why they're considered 3-inch. So now we've covered what they look like, the price, a little bit about the manufacturer. So what we're going to do is the first couple shots, we need to do about 3 shots. We're going to zip them through the chronograph. I have a Remington 870 Express Magnum, but I have the 2 3/4 inch barrel on it. It's your standard Remington 870 Express bird barrel or shot barrel, if you will. I didn't take the measurements, but it is a modified choke. So standard Remington 870 length barrel. It's modified choke. And what we're going to do after we zip 2 or 3 through the chronograph, we're going to pattern it. Because again, if you use a shotgun for one of two things, even with 2.0 buck, it's going to be for hunting, buck or deer, boar, whatever the case is, or it's going to be for self-defense. What I want to show you is, now there's Federal Flight Control, which basically is in this Wattinger casing to hold all the buckshot, and it just holds that pattern all the way down range. Do you want to use that for home defense? No, because it's going to have the same effect as a slug. You want to use Federal Flight Control to keep that pattern as tight as possible for as long as possible for hunting only. Inside of a building, a dwelling, a house, wherever you may be, you want something that will spread some, let's see, about this much for a home, okay? So that's basically what these are for. Enough talking, let's do the test. Chronograph is level. I'm gonna pause after each shot, because if you shout out the speed after you pull the trigger, it's gonna be muffled. Stars and Stripes 2.0 buck chronograph test. $12.51. $12.85. And I'll tell you, this actually does seem like it has more recoil than the regular 1325 feet per second. I'm not kidding. One more. $12.58. So there's 3 shots through the chronograph. We'll crunch the numbers when I get home on the average. So it exceeds the advertised velocity, but then again, this is definitely over a 24-inch barrel. This first patterning test is going to be most people's homes. You know, what we're going to say, like 15 feet away. My furthest engagement in my house is going to be 12 yards. So this shot will be most of your homes, average distances. Then we're going to move on to mine. Then we're going to go further. Yeah. Here's your spread at 15 feet away. It's good. The big hole is obviously the wadding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, well. Looks like one flyer right there. Okay, so now you have an idea of about 24-inch barrel, what these will do in an average home distance. Now we're going to move on to mine. Okay, this is my furthest engagement in my house. New piece of paper up there to cover up the holes. Oh God, yeah. There's 12 yards. That one actually was not a flyer on the first shot. It's way too small of a hole, not consistent with the others, some kind of debris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're all in there. But, so that looks like, I'm going to say a 6-inch spread from my definitely 24-inch barrel. Now we're just going to start going back further and see when it's kind of just going to be useless. We're now at 25 yards. This ought to be interesting. Let's go see how this one was. This isn't bad for 25 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about a foot spread, but at 25 yards, you're still getting hit with all of those in the vitals. Okay, so I'm pretty impressed. Again, it's definitely a 24-inch barrel. Let's go back to 50 yard. Turns out this bay is a 50-foot bay, 50-yard bay, because I am at the very edge. So here we go, one more, 50 yards. Imagine that. See how we did. And yeah, I wanted to do it standing up, you know, for like a real combat situation. Let's see. I take that back. We are going to walk this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 35, 40, 50. So we're actually at like 54 yards. This isn't bad. This is 50 yards away. 1, 2, 3, 4 hit the paper. That's not bad. It's pretty good stuff. I mean, these things are going to cause serious damage. Again, they're 33 caliber coming at you at over 1,200 feet per second. Anyway, there you have it. Review done. Semper Fi. Yet.